All right. This is the 5 on 5 podcast presented by directmusicservice.com and Nukes Hot Sauce. Nukes. Hot.
It's hot.
It's a sauce and it's hot.
It's a sauce and it's hot. I am one of your hosts, Phenom, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon. Down the street from me, my man Jupiter Williams. And out in the desert in the belly of the beast, make some noise for Nick Lopez.
Wait a minute. Hold up, because we don't have a guest, so I'm like licking off shots for Nick.
I like that. It's my guest.
Yeah,
I'm the guest.
Yeah.
Make some noise for Nick Lopez. Wait.
Yeah.
Why are we making noise?
I was licking them all. Like, hold on.
You didn't see enough of you this past week.
This is true.
Yeah, it was different this time.
We're at a bit of a deficit, a Nick deficit, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't do a guest this week. There's no guest. You get the three amigos, and we're going to talk about Vegas. We're going to talk about Nick's trip out in Colorado. We're going to talk about Facebook and Instagram being down, maybe forever. This makes
you never know. You never know. And guess what? I'm loving it.
I'm out in the streets handing out flyers to people. I'm like a town crier. Here, trying to people to go down tonight.
You carry your soapbox everywhere.
Yeah.
Where's Colin? He's on Broadway right now talking.
I'm walking around with a plate of food, showing people my food and telling them, "You like this?
You like this? Does this look good?"
I'm listening to my records without letting anyone know that I'm listening to music.
Yeah. We are talking to people about our Monday night spot. Instead of posting about it,
it's interesting because
it makes us be human again, man. We need to humanize ourselves more often instead of relying on this bullshit social media.
I guess this was a hack. This is like a huge hack. 1.5 billion people's information has been compromised.
Dope.
On this hack. They're gonna know your screen name, your email, your government name, your age. I don't know.
Guess what?
Great.
It's been happening already.
I guess.
Happening.
Already had it.
Every single time there is a breach, that means they sold our information. That's all it is. They just sold our information.
Yeah.
They've had our information for a long time. This is just a refresh. Oh, where are you living now?
Have you had a change of address?
This is just a census.
If you thought it was tough to get people to watch your Twitch before.
Oh man. Dude. Tell me about it.
What do you do now? Do you text people like, hey,
I'm on Twitch, here's the link?
Yeah. I'm going to start sending chain mail. Remember chain emails with the little the text art?
Yep.
Send this to 5 people or your family will die.
Also, Motown tonight, so we'll see you there.
Tonight, so we'll see you guys all there.
All fun.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of like, whenever this happens, I realize like just how real on social media.
Oh, big time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I woke up today. First thing I do, obviously, is like look at my phone, check my catch up with my texts and emails, and then I go to Instagram and I'm like, fuck. And like Grand Theft Auto. Oh shit, here we go again. And then
I thought I didn't pay my bill. I'm
pretty sure I down. Like turn the Wi-Fi off and you try again.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh nope, it's just Instagram's down.
I saw that shit wasn't refreshing, and I rejoiced.
I wish I was like
angels.
I wish I was like, man, I despise social media.
I had Aretha Franklin recording her live gospel album in my head.
That's awesome.
It It was a beautiful morning. Still a beautiful morning.
I can't believe, but see, to me, it's like I didn't even realize there was probably a story behind it. Like you were saying, Kyle.
Right? You're just like, fuck, it's
I'm
down.
like, damn, this shit's just down. So I Googled it and it's like on CNN. There's like a whole ass article about it being down. Like,
you're like, damn, it's a thing.
Right now. This came out. This was updated fucking just now. Like, yeah, this was updated like 30 minutes ago. This is like,
That's
this is wild. This article was just posted. So I don't know. I don't know. I miss social media already.
This is crazy. It's really inconvenient for the t-shirt, the $500 worth of t-shirts that we just bought today.
This is very true. This
At the very least, it's very inconvenient for the shirt drop.
100% inconvenience for that.
Yeah, I'm like, what do we do now? Do we go to a swap meet and try to
set up a booth?
Yeah.
Have a garage sale.
Yeah.
On a Monday.
That's funny.
Boys, we had a good week.
We had a good week. It was a good week. It was a fun week to get away. Neat got away and then came back, but it was a fun week.
I know what we did, and we'll get into the Vegas trip, but we don't know what Neek did.
This is true. This is true.
Okay, so quick story. Prerequisite. I'm sober. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. A really close friend of mine owns a cannabis cigar company. So, and this has been my friend since we were like teenagers. He's one of like the first people I smoked weed with when I was a pothead. But so he owns a cannabis cigar company, and the product is it's the mold you use to make the cannabis cigar. And his thing is they have 3 different sizes where most companies just have one size. And it's meant for the consumer, not for the business selling the cannabis cigar. So anyways, there's a weed convention in Colorado. And he tells me, hey, I need sales reps. Do you want to come and work this convention with me? I was like, yeah, cool. So me, him, and our other buddy, we go out. And we get this Airbnb in downtown Denver. And we're taking Lime scooters all over downtown.
Oh, actually, Denver is a fun city to do scooters on.
It's fun. And like where we're at 16th is like a mall.
16th Mall Street.
It's like it's Mall Street, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's literally a mall. Like there's like Forever 21 and fucking Cinnabon and like outside on the street.
Yeah.
It's cool. I didn't think Denver was gonna be that cool. I don't know why. But Denver was cool. So
you should have thought about that because they have the 3 major sports teams.
Right. I passed by the Broncos Stadium.
Baseball stadium is over there. Coors Field is over there.
Coors Field's over there.
And the basketball stadium is right next door.
Oh, then I must have.
The Broncos Stadium.
Missed it. Yeah.
Wait, did you see the big horse?
The horse is crazy. Blue.
You know that horse killed the dude that made it.
And they
and then his son finished it.
Yeah.
And I was reading on all the like Illuminati stuff with the airport. There's a lot of like symbolism and conspiracy theories going on with that airport.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big it was. Like when I landed and I got was leaving the airport, I didn't realize how big it was. But when I was leaving is when I realized like, oh, this shit is huge.
It's like a bunker.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a weird like bunker vibe. Like
city down there.
It's crazy. And they did like this huge expansion that apparently nobody has seen. So there's like this whole conspiracy that there's like a tunnel underneath for like Illuminati members to get directly to the airport. And it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like the Denver airport isn't like
it's not close to
in a metropolitan area. It's like
not
off in the sticks.
Yeah.
But my Uber driver was like, they're expanding out here. So in Vegas terms, it's kind of like if we built an airport, I don't know, on Blue Diamond like 10 years ago. but we've expanded. The city's expanded out to Blue
Yeah.
Diamond, like to where it's not weird for some, like that's kind of like a residential area. So she's like, they're expanding. She's like, I've lived out here forever. When I lived out here, there was nothing out here. Now it's like there's shit. So like, it's not a big deal. It's not that weird.
It's not. It's not. And the public transit is,
and it's
really
shaped like a
nice.
swastika. Apparently,
I did not hear that.
I looked online, and people were saying like, yeah, the airways are shaped like a swastika. Now, when you see it and you find the Google image of the airport, it's a giant grid.
Right.
So anything can look like a swastika.
Right.
Like it could look like a lot of things. It's a grid.
Like the city
debunks.
Yeah, but somebody like highlighted the part, like the middle, and it's kind of like, oh, all right, well, like the swastika part is the longest part. So now I can't unsee it. I'm still like it's like there's cardinal directions. Like you got to have the long airway on the north side, the west side. I mean, like that makes sense to me.
Right.
And so, like, duh, like it might turn out to look like a swastika if it's in a cross. But like, come on, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a reach for me.
Denver was interesting, and I got back the day after you guys got into Vegas.
Hold on. Rewind.
Okay.
We're still in Denver.
Okay, we're still in Denver. We're at the weed convention.
Yes.
So I'm working 2 days at this weed convention. Like, you know what? Okay, so after the first day, we're getting these flyers. There's 2 after parties.
Okay.
And my buddy's like, we should probably go to one of these after parties. It's a networking opportunity. We should bring a cannabis cigar, and we should just, maybe hopefully people will like start conversations with us because we got this big ass cigar.
We should have you show everyone how you can smoke the entire cigar.
Right. Well, that's the beauty of these things is you fucking can't, because not in one sitting. Yeah. The biggest one is 14 grams.
Ooh,
and that's like a 3-hour ordeal.
Son, let's go.
So it's gigantic, and it's meant to be like a long smoke.
Yeah. Like a cigar.
Yeah. So we show up to we get home, we unpack, we go get food, and then we hop on the limes and we go to this weed lounge. And we're driving through it. Like, it's crazy because we're like 2 blocks away from the convention center, and the dude told us that it was like walking distance. It was not walking distance. So we're on these lime scooters, and we're like, damn, this is kind of far. We're like going through the hood. There's hella homelessness in Denver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, like there's tents, like full blown like camping tents, tarps on the sidewalk. Like they are just out. It's like San Francisco. Like they just, I don't know. The city just said, fuck it. Y'all just pitch up where you want, because they're just out. Except on Mall Street camping. Like,
they're not on Mall Street.
They're not on Mall Street. So we're driving through, and we're like, damn, we're kind of in the hood right now. Like we're in the hood of Colorado right now. And then we just like get back to Rhino, which is like their art district.
Oh, yeah, Rhino. No.
So when I heard Rhino, I'm thinking like,
right.
Yeah, my initial thought is spearmint.
Yeah. But Rhino stands for something though.
It's RINO. Like, I don't know what it stands for, but it's their art district.
Yeah.
So we get to this like warehouse looking place, and they have 2 food trucks outside, and there's like a cloud of smoke around it. There's like a pudding truck and like some sort of like tacos or something.
What?
And just like this, just a haze around this building. And we're like, this is the spot.
This gotta be it.
Dude,
so
like you like show up to like a food truck and you're like, man, I'm starving. Finally, I can get some food. And all he sells pudding.
Bro, they had banana pudding and chocolate pudding. That's all they had. But the thing was, I got a pudding. I'm not gonna lie to you. Of
course you did.
Yeah, of course I did. And so when I was like, and this is afterwards too, this is like on the way out. So I walk up and I'm like, yo, like I see the menu and it says loaded pudding. And I'm like, loaded? Loaded with what?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get high. Like, again, I don't smoke. So I'm like, what's in this pudding? They're like, oh, Nilla wafers and whipped cream. I was like, oh, that's just banana pudding, bro.
Yeah.
Cool. So anyways, got that and it was great. Shout out to that pudding truck. I cannot remember the name of it. Oh shit. Can you guys still hear me? I just ripped I ripped out my headphones. Anyways, so get into the lounge and it's just a sea of people smoking. There's a free dab station. There's these bongs. This company makes like metal bongs, so they stay icy cold. And so people are taking like icy cold bong rips. We go outside to the back patio and there's karaoke going on the inside. It's a whole trip. We go out the back door and there's a live band. People are selling like their hippie ass art, like hemp necklaces and shit like that. And then there's this like 5-barrel like gravity bong station, like 5-gallon jugs, and they're all connected. And they go into like this little tent and they just fucking hotbox people in this tent, like with the gravity bong. So you're just surrounded by a hit when you come out and you're like dazed and confused.
Oh my God.
So we find ourselves a little spot. We get to this table and we're chilling, just like me and the boys. So it's us three, me, my buddy, and my other his homie that he went to high school with, but we've been friends for a long time too. And he hired 2 interns that live in Colorado.
Okay.
21-year-old kids, fresh, like babies.
Yeah.
And they're hella funny. Like one of them looks like McLovin, and the other one, Connor, he looked like, I don't know, he's just a white boy with like long hair, a beard, and a hat, like a trucker hat.
So Colin.
He was a 21-year-old Colin. Yes, he was a 21-year-old Colin. Damn, Connor was. So I was wondering why I liked him so much. I was like, damn, you remind me of someone.
Oh, my friends that are currently in Vegas and I'm not there.
Yeah. It must have been me stoned as hell in that room.
Yeah.
It was funny. There was one point where I come back into the main room and I'm standing in front of a fan and the dab station is right next to it. And somebody like took a dab and blew it and they just blew it right into the fan. And I fucking just got a full hit. Like, it's been like 2 years since I've taken a dab. So I was like, oh. And I was like, yo, like, I for sure just took a hit. Like, that went behind my eyeballs. I was like, yo, this is absurd. And so, anyways, we're sitting outside, like the 5 of us chilling. They're passing around the Canagar or whatever. And we met this dude at the convention that's like, yo, I just moved to Vegas. And we're like, cool. I was like, how long have you been out? He's like, literally, I've slept 3 nights in Vegas. Like, I just moved in a week ago, if that. And I was like, cool. And so we're chopping it up, but he has a pass, like a buyer's pass to the convention. So we're thinking, like, usually if you have a buyer's pass, you have a company and you're buying products for your store or online store, whatever. And so we saw him at the after party and this dude was hella weird. And he was high, but not on weed.
Okay.
And he was like trying to like talk turkey with us, but wasn't actually like proposing anything. Like, he didn't actually have any ideas. He's just like, yo, I got a lot of business out here in Vegas. And we're just like, cool, what is it? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I just got out there. And he's like, dude, I'm already like on stage with Tiesto. Like, look at this. And I'm like, sick. I'm like, you're hella from LA. I can tell you're from LA. Like, you're already name dropping. We've been in Vegas 5 minutes. And it's funny because we just got done telling the boys, like the interns, they were like, "Yo, we want to go to Vegas, but it's so expensive." We're like, "Dude, if you know somebody, it's not bad. Like, if you have a friend, like, you can get comps, you can get like you can, it's easy. Like, Vegas is easy if you're not a schmo, you know."
Right.
And so then he comes over bragging, and they're like, well, "You just like what? This guy doesn't even." I was like, "He's been there 3 days. He has no idea what he's talking about." And then I don't know, it was so weird. Like he wanted to, like, he has this other friend that had a company, and he wanted us to like come together. We're like, we sell different products. Like, you have no idea what's going. It was just a weird vibe, and he's like kind of aggro. But then my buddies made him smoke, like as if like, "You a cop? Like,
Yeah.
hit this shit so I know you're not a cop."
Yeah.
And it was funny because they spoke and they're like, he's like, "Dude, this is amazing. This is the cannabis cigar. This is the result." We're like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Cool." And we're like, "Go ahead, you can have a hit." And like we had little like mouthpieces that were like letting people have. So he took a hit and he's like, "CBD, right?" We're like, "CBD? No. Like, this is a fucking weed lounge. Like, no, we're not smoking CBD." And I'm already on the horse. Like, I'm just like acting like I'm sitting here hitting it. Because I don't like this guy. He's weirding me out.
Yeah.
And then he has like, so then you can see he's got his buddy with him who's the actual money.
Uh-huh.
And so he comes over. He's like, "Yeah, man, this is the result of their thing." He's like, "Whoa, this is amazing." And he's like holding it. And he's like, "CBD, right?" And he hits it. And we're like, "Why do you guys think this is CBD?" So now they're stoned as shit. And he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I took a hit of that and I'm so hot." It's like an older cat. We're just dying laughing because he's a dickhead. He's weird.
Yeah.
So we the boys are like, "Yo, are we taking the limes back home? We riding through the hood again?"
Oh, shit.
We got an Uber because they were too stoned. And we just saw somebody fall on it. Like, it was all bad. But Denver was a lot of fun.
That's dope. I mean, it wasn't the same. It's very weird when we're in town and you're not in town. It's like this weird relationship now. It's like if you go somewhere without your partner and you're like, "I shouldn't be here right now."
So when you eat, it's like eating without your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's like,
it should be okay. You know, it should be okay.
But it's also like, you know, your homies, like your homies is the homies of the guy that runs the spot. So like,
yes,
you're only good if you go with your homie to get into the spot.
Yeah.
So then that one time that you're like, "Yo, I do want to check out the spot. Why don't I try it? You know, I met this guy a couple times. I'll try it."
Yeah.
You go there and it's no go.
Yeah.
You're not with your boy.
We're not gonna like go to the record stores and stuff if we're not with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Then we just get treated like the guy on stage with Tiesto.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a whole thing. So there's a lot of things we didn't do because like we weren't gonna go to Public Us without you. That they would have just
right.
It's just been weird.
Like, is Nick okay?
It is kind of funny now because like you guys were coming to Vegas. I met you in Vegas. You guys were coming to Vegas before we were friends.
Yeah.
But since we've been friends, when you guys come to Vegas, you're with me.
Yes.
And the experience, I imagine, is very different from what it used to be.
Very.
Yeah.
And in a good way, in almost the best ways. Because I appreciate Vegas so much more kicking it with you.
Tell me about your experience prior to being like, what is a 2-day trip to Vegas prior to being friends with me?
Elevated party, elevated in the scene, elevated, you know.
You touch down, you drop your shit off at the room, you get dinner in a casino.
You're gambling.
You're gambling, and then you're going to the club.
You're trying to figure out what club to go to.
You're going to Marquee. Yeah. You're going to Excess or Omnia, whatever.
You're going to multiple clubs, and you're trying to figure out which club has the best hookups.
Table, certain be there. The whole the whole works. But
Mhm.
there's also different experiences. Like now, being sober, that shit sounds atrocious. You know, like, but also I'm gonna be 34 this week. Going anywhere on the strip kind of sounds like shit. You know,
Even
like,
if you do like partake, like we're older.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
like Travis isn't sober, but like I imagine getting bottle service at the club sounds kind of played at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
$700 for a bottle of Goose. I don't think anyone in our immediate friend group,
Yeah.
us three, a couple other people, would ever be like, I don't care what's in that bottle.
Right.
Yeah. Like I'm
You
just
know?
good. No, thank you.
Exactly.
But I think that comes with years of just banging the gong, you know.
Mhm.
So
So now it's go eat at a local spot, go find that dope shit, you know, and then go digging.
Mhm.
digging has become a regular part of the trips now.
For sure. Yeah.
We're back into buying records full steam ahead.
We're here. I
Yeah.
got my Jodeci collection now,
That's sick.
and I finally found one in the wild. So now I'm back on the horse.
Yeah. You know it's attainable, and now your eyes are open again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not impossible now. Now you know it can happen.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
now
problem.
you're missing certain pieces of the puzzle.
Mhm.
You know, you're like, you can visualize them, and shit. One of them was even posted the other day, a moondog. Like,
Yeah, did you see that? I sent you guys it's the second LP, the show, the after
Oh
party.
yeah, the show
I think the show, the after
the
party, or
show,
something
the
like
after
that.
party, the show, the party.
I can't remember the name of the album, but it's the second one, I think, and they wanted 75 on that though.
It's their third album,
That's the third,
and it's their last. I'm
Not
not
my
counting
favorite.
their newest album. It's their last album that they.
It's
came
not
out.
my favorite album.
right.
It's not, but it was a good.
It's still good. There's
If
some
you're gonna
songs on
if
there.
you're gonna end on an album, though, you're gonna end with that album.
Yeah,
Because they you remember they tried to do that reunion and just
yeah. It's not good.
So our
yeah.
trip started kind of different. It was like a staggered start. So Travis and I got in first. We had two guest homies and then one reoccurring. So the guests were Frank White and Jay Wall from
Shout
out. Two DJs, Boston DJs, good dudes.
Bostonians.
They don't. I mean, Frank kind of parties. Jeff doesn't really, and I think this was his first time. It was Jeff's first time in Vegas.
Right.
Oh, word! I didn't even bother to ask. Jeez.
Yeah. So it was my goal to give them the tourist experience as someone that was already, that's done this for years and years. I feel like Vegas is a second home now.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or third to Chicago, I guess it would be.
Yeah, you guys got it down by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, cool. First night I'm playing at Commonwealth. Let's go down to Fremont and walk around. Where did we go for lunch?
Lunch we hit sushi.
Oh, we did a huge sushi lunch at Sakana.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
That's the way to go. And then dinner was Pizza Rock, right?
Pizza Rock. Yep.
Shout out to Pizza Rock.
Oof. Oh man.
They
served it up.
20 different styles of pizza really well.
Very fucking well.
Yeah.
Pizza Rock
they served it up well.
Neek, that's an official review because I don't think we've done an official Pizza Rock review yet.
Not a full one.
It gets
we've mentioned it.
It gets the seal of approval.
Yeah, because you know what Pizza Rock is good. It's just their hours of operation are not ideal.
Fair. Okay.
And I say that because they're downtown.
Yeah.
And if you're like into clubs, like partying at night, they're closed by like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you can't get it after you hang out.
Right. You have to get it before.
You got to go out beforehand. Yeah.
Hit the spot.
Yeah, we were the last one there at like 9:30.
Yeah.
And we felt like they were kicking us out.
Yeah, they for sure were.
Oh, they were? Oh, okay.
It is what it is. So from there, and the homie Garrett came in too.
But that's a reoccurring.
That's our reoccurring star.
That's our reoccurring.
Yeah.
Garrett knows his way around Vegas just as well as anyone that lives there, I would say.
He knows it about it. Honestly, like I talked to him, he knows it like I know it. So sometimes I'm like, are you sure you don't live here? Like he doesn't know the hyper specifics, but like he knows his way around for sure. No doubt. He was driving us. The time
that's right.
He was driving us around.
Yeah, he's like, I think there's one of these right over here, and I was like, damn, no shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played at Commonwealth for P Dot, B Stang, and Jamie the Great's party. Y2K Tuesday, I think is the name of it,
which was great. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
that's great.
Shout out to them. 3 awesome dudes. Crooked came out.
Shout out Crooked. Crooked, thank you for the
shout out to Crooked and the whole Road podcast.
Yeah,
Jamie, Neva.
We saw just about everyone except
we saw them except for D Miles.
CD, yeah.
D Miles is
I've never met D Miles, but
D Miles hates us. I think he like low key hates us.
I think he's just kind of like, I mean, just my assumption. I've never met him, but he seems like the dude that just doesn't go out much
and hates us.
I don't want to put that out there.
I'm playing.
I don't want to believe that he hates us.
I'm trying to put that narrative out there.
Yeah, so that was cool. We went over to Circa late night. We went over to Roberto's late night.
Oh my God. I had a breakfast burrito and that was so fire from Roberto's.
Yeah. Stayed at Park MGM per usual. Next night was, what do we do in the daytime? Anything?
Walk the strip.
Yeah. Oh, we got Frank and Jeff
and whatnot.
Frozen drinks, the real big.
Oh, you got them the what are they called? Fat Tuesdays
or whatever.
Yeah,
yards. You get the yard from Fat Tuesdays.
Like $45 a pop.
Yeah.
You got to get the 151 shot added.
I think that's what they put in it.
I think
sure
that's
you get the football, John.
Yeah.
Made them do that again.
You definitely made them do it.
Yeah, I was like, you guys should get this. You're in Vegas. You know?
When I was 21, that was one of the first drinks I bought. Me and the boys all hit Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It was cold outside too, and we were like, this is a bad idea. We'll walk around these cold ass footballs.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't imagine drinking one of those now.
No.
Oh no, fuck no.
That's a stomach ache, man. My stomach was hurting watching them drink that.
The hangover happens as you're drinking.
Oh,
so you're drunk and hungover at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So yeah, we did that. They finished those, and then we hit up the Link.
Yeah, went to the Link, did some shopping, ate at Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
I enjoyed it. I'll give it a good review. They also have fried lobster on the menu, which is dope.
Yeah,
Gordon Ramsay's restaurants are all like regular ass restaurants.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Burgers, fish and chips. It's not fine dining.
No. It was quick though, and it was right there, and it was like, I'm not going to go to In-N-Out. So
yeah.
Okay, so we did that.
Played at Best Friend that night.
You had your
we had dinner.
What'd you have for dinner, Travis?
I had, let's see.
I saw damn near the whole menu get brought out.
We had the whole menu. So Mike Trong and I split the kimchi fried rice and the tomahawk. Oh,
Hell
and
yeah.
the slippery shrimp. Oh my god.
Oh, that shrimp is
Come
crazy.
on. Oh, and then we had the pork belly fried rice. That was on there too. Yeah.
That's fire.
They served it up and it was amazing. Everything was good.
Proper.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chef Roy Troy. That shit is so sick.
Yeah.
Shout out. And that tomahawk, man. I'm telling you. They did it right.
Who came out? Eddie Mack came out.
Never
came out.
Shout out Never. Shout out Eddie.
Yeah, we got to go to shout out to Soxy too. She was out as well.
And G Squared.
G Squared was out too.
Yeah, shout out G Squared.
All the movers and shakers. Then we went over to On the Record for Cricket's night.
Cricket, shout out
Sound
Cricket.
Color.
Up with her, met CLA.
Oh yeah, you met CLA. Mm-hmm. CLA was playing in the main room. And then it was a quick trip, honestly.
Yeah, that was a quick trip because we went from there and then we hit up Emporium to see Neek.
Yeah.
At Area 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
The next day.
Hold on. We're still back on this day because I still gotta talk about this Karen that kept bugging the fuck out of Neek.
Oh, so I've never experienced anything this
80s night. It's 80s night at Emporium. Okay, so let me set the scene.
Set the stage. Emporium is an
arcade bar. Yep. 80s. Nothing but 80s playing on the screen, 80s music being played. Neek is killing it, playing his 80s set. And then here comes Karen.
She came in, like, honestly, I met Karen immediately. I walked in, I haven't even plugged in turntables yet. Like, because I swap out the CDJs for turntables. And I'm plugging the turntables in. And before I even start playing my first song, she walks up to me, her and her friend. Hey, can I make a request? I was like, yo, I haven't even started playing yet. She's like, oh, you haven't? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, can we get some, like, she goes, salsa? I go, oh man, yo, it's we're actually doing an 80s night tonight. She's like, 80s? And she's like, okay, well, is like Jagged Edge 80s? And I was like, no, you're like 30 years too late. No. And she's like, well, what's 80s? And she's like pulling out her phone and like looking for the 80s. And then her friend walks up, and this is Karen. And she's like, yeah, she said it was an 80s night. She's like, 80s? And she's like, 80s is like baby making music. And I was like, there was a lot of parties in the 80s. And she was like, okay, well, she was like, well, the friend was like, well, I'm like 34. I was like, I'm 32. And she was like, well, I'm fucking 40, whatever. However, she's like, I was born in fucking 70, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, cool. So this is right up your alley. Like, don't even trip. I got you. And so she's like, I don't know. Like, just wasn't in. She's like, I lived through the 80s. I was like, cool, then you're going to know all this shit. So I was like, yo, just let me play. Like, let me just do my thing. I promise y'all will have a good time. Don't worry about it. So they go away and I start playing. Like 2 songs in, boom, Karen's here. She's like, can you play? Like, she tells me like an Usher song. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, 80s night. It's an 80s night. I can't play that.
This is before we got there, right?
This is before you guys got there.
Okay, because she had a whole list of demands by the time we were there.
Yo, she came up to me basically every hour on the hour.
I love
and
that.
And as she got drunker, like, first of all, she came up to me. She's like, can we switch it up? She says at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I got, were you guys there for that part?
I was there for that one.
I was there when she was like, play anything besides this shit.
Yeah, oh, yeah. By that point. Yeah, by that point, she was like hot. She was pissed.
She was hot.
But also throwing money at you. So I'm like, that's shitty, but I'll take that money.
Well, like, thanks for the money.
Yeah.
So she like, yeah, she came up at one point, was like, so can we switch it up? It was like 10 o'clock. It was still kind of early, like 9:30, 10 o'clock. She's like, can we switch it up? Like, switch it up. Like that's you trying to be cool. Like I don't want to insult you, but like
The
can we
international
s-
symbol for switch it up.
yeah, can we
Yeah.
switch it up? And I was like, what do you mean switch it up? Like she's like, it's just like we're the only ones here dance. We're the only ones dancing. We're the only ones because it was dead as 9. And I was like, well, you're dancing, right? Like she's like, we're the only ones that are dancing. I'm looking back at her friends. Her friends are fucking just back there in a group killing it. And I'm like, I mean, it's an 80s night. Like, I'm not gonna change the night up, not even an hour in, because you don't want to listen to 80s. Like, go somewhere else.
The launch of your 80s night. By
The
the way.
launch of my mind you, this is the first 80s night. Also, like, let me say, I just landed from Colorado.
Yeah.
There was a flight, not a flight delay. They changed the gate of my flight back home, and I missed my flight. So I'm like, I lost an hour. I got home at 6. I have to be at Emporium at 8:30 to set up. Like I'm just straight from the plane to the gig essentially.
Mm.
And I'm playing, and she's just here fucking up my vibe, and I'm already like kind of in a panic because I'm like, fuck, am I gonna be able to play 80s for 6 hours and sound cool? Like, is this gonna be cool? Did I just do something? Like, am I in over my head here? And this lady's heckling me like 3 songs in. So I'm like, damn, I'm trying to catch my vibe. But meanwhile, her friends are having a good ass time.
They love it. They love it. And then the end, you remember toward the end.
Oh my God, by the end, she was full-fledged in her final form.
So
she came up. Yeah, you guys were there chilling with me.
Form.
She
I was only there with you. They had left.
Yeah, but when they were there is when she came over and she's like threw the money.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
She was like, she's like, this shit, stop playing this old ass shit. She's like, play some new shit. And I was like, it's an 80s party. I've been telling you it's in this one. Now I'm going off on her.
You're like, you lived through this shit, bitch.
I was like, she's like, what is this old ass shit? I was like, you lived through this. It's the 80s. You're asking for songs that aren't in the 80s as if you weren't there. I was like, you were there. You were old enough to experience this. You know what the 80s were. I've been telling you all night it's an 80s party. As I'm like gathering up the money she just threw at me.
Yeah.
that dude came up. No, that dude came up that was with her and was like,
so this dude, he's clearly younger than her, is trying to get at her. He's trying to lay, so he's doing his thing, and he comes over, and his request was way cooler. The way he did it was way cooler, even though he asked for a whack ass song.
Yeah, he did.
He came over and he had $20 handed to me and said, "Hey man, I'm not gonna get laid unless you play me this song."
Yeah.
He's like, "Can you please?" He said, "Please, can you please just play it?" And then just go right back to whatever you're doing. It's cool. He asked for I don't fuck with you.
I don't fuck with you, yeah.
That's right.
By Big Sean.
And I'm like, dude, and by this point it's like 12 o'clock. It's like midnight, 12:30, maybe even. The party's supposed to wrap up at 1. So I'm like, it's the end. Like the big bulk of people have left. Like there's still people around. We still had a good crowd, but it was like, all right, I'll just throw this in randomly and just take it right out. Throw it on. So now I'm like, I got her money, I got his money, throw on Big Sean. And then as soon as I drop Big Sean, she's like, play Straight Outta Compton. Throws me another 20 for Straight Outta Compton. I'm like, well, that is an 80s song.
That is an 80s, yeah.
How much did you make here?
I ended up with like $60.
60.
That's great.
Fuck it. For 2 songs.
Yeah. An hour of torture.
An hour of no. 6 hours of torture. Like she was there from open to close.
But the best was the end.
Oh my God.
To the end.
So the end, yeah. Like last half hour of the gig, it's just her and her friends left. Which, fuck this lady, right? Like heckling me from open to close. Like leave, just fucking take off.
You would think that you were playing against the Boston Celtics,
dude. I was like, what is happening right now? So she comes over and I'm just at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm No, like 80s night is over. Like they've ruined the vibe. They've given me $60. Everybody that was dressed up is gone. Like it's safe to just leave it. Like I'm on hour 5.5. Like
Yeah.
we're just
80s
gonna do
night
our
is
thing.
canceled.
80s night is canceled. So I start playing like some 90s rap, some mashups, and I throw on a Snoop Dogg song. And now her Snoop Dogg like
This
ears
is
went
boss
up.
form Karen right now.
She flew over. She's like, yo, I want to like making more requests. And she's like, yo, I want to hear, I like Snoop Dogg. And I was like, yeah, I'm playing Snoop Dogg right now. This is a Snoop Dogg song. She's like, but I don't want to hear this song. And I'm like, why the fuck am I playing for you? Like, why does it matter if this is what you want to hear? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't want to hear this Snoop Dogg song. Like, as if I was supposed to know what you wanted to hear.
But then you asked her,
And I was
what
like, all right, so
Snoop Dogg
what
song do you
Snoop Dogg?
want?
Yeah, so I was fine. Yeah, contrary to my thoughts, I go, what Snoop Dogg song were you thinking of? What are you talking about? It's like, I don't know. It's kind of an old one. She's like, it's like some old like Crip shit. Like he's like some old like talking about some Crip shit. And I was like, and so me and Travis lose it. Because at this point, you've already left. Travis decided he was gonna stick around.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's some old like he's talking about some Crip shit. And I'm like, what is happening? This old white lady has been requesting nothing but some thugging ass rap, and now she wants some like specific Crip shit.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, that's not very specific. Like old Snoop Dogg talking about Crip shit is basically every song.
Every song.
And she's like on her phone looking for it. I was like, I don't know that one. I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, oh my God. All right. It was just mad weird. Like it was so weird. I was like, yo, I'm all out of requests. Like I finally told her, I was like, I'm out. We're out of requests. You're done. You've gotten all of them. And you've been the worst about it. Like, so I finally like 86'd her from my booth.
Yeah.
It was like,
She
go
just
away.
ends up leaving.
She finally ends up leaving. I think that guy finally got it.
Yeah.
No, because when we left, when we were leaving the venue, they were right outside the doors. It was a weird vibe.
Yeah, they were.
Acceptable in the 80s was a weird debut. It was successful. Like people came, they dressed up. It was a vibe. But that lady was the absolute worst. And then we went to Shoku Ramen.
And it was bomb.
I wouldn't wish it.
She bought me and Travis dinner.
Yeah.
That's a win.
That is a win.
We have something coming up. I think we should probably.
Yeah, it's time. The
I mean,
flyer's
since we can't really
days.
promote it on Instagram or anything.
Yeah, dude. The flyer's
well
gonna
use
be out
the
in a few days.
podcast platform to
For real shit.
Yeah.
support our shit.
October 13th, Men on Vacation will be opening for me.
Oh, okay. He removes himself from
you
the
sound like
project.
Matt Nagy right now after the game when he gave up the play callings to Bill Lazar. He's like, yeah, you know what? Bill, he called a great game, but
yeah,
it's still me.
Still me. No, Men on Vacation. 2 out of 3 of Men on Vacation. Phenom and Jupiter Williams will be opening at Paradise Fever at On the Record.
For the third Men on Vacation.
For the third Men on Vacation. I'm so excited. Like, I've been fucking working my ass off. I'm stressed beyond belief. My to-do list on my whiteboard on my fridge is just filled with do this, do that.
Yeah.
October 13th, Wednesday, October 13th, On the Record inside Park MGM.
Wednesday.
Las Vegas.
Paradise Fever.
Colin and I are flying in Monday, October 11th.
Be in at 8:30 a.m. Neek. Let's go to Public Us, please. Thank you.
Public Us it is. It's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm stoked. It's what a fucking trip this whole thing has been. Shout out to Eddie Mack.
Shout out.
And Omar at Mac Agency for seeing the vision and fucking doing everything they can to make it a reality. I can't believe it's been a year and a half since the last one.
Yeah.
COVID like put a huge halt on this shit. So it's kind of crazy to see it like coming to fruition at On the Record, where we wanted to do it from the very beginning.
Was the last one us as well?
No, the last one was Pretty Done.
Okay.
Adam
And
the
and
Duke.
then before that was
Before that was you guys did.
We did Artifice with you.
You guys did Artifice with me, but it wasn't.
we did Commonwealth.
You did
Oh,
Commonwealth,
sorry,
but you
Commonwealth,
guys
yeah.
did play at Artifice with us, but it was
It
with me,
wasn't
but
a
it wasn't
Paradise-
Paradise
you're right.
Fever. We just did our thing.
Yeah.
That was just my Friday. Yeah, that was just my
That's
Friday
right.
at Artifice back when I
Yeah.
was doing Fridays there. That was during lockdown when you couldn't stand.
You
Yeah.
couldn't dance.
Yeah, it was
Your whole
Footloose.
crew was trying to dance. And they like,
They kept getting yelled at.
Yeah.
you gotta have b-boys at a spot and tell them they can't dance.
It was so weird. I'm so glad that phase is over.
Yeah.
This is great. The fact that this is finally where it needs to be. But more importantly, the fact that the flyer says us separately from you. I'm going to be walking around all night showing people this flyer and be like, you think he's upset with Travis and I?
Like, do you think he's got an issue?
Do me a favor, and after he's done DJing, go talk to him and say that I said it.
Just going full David Ruffin.
Oh my God. That's funny.
And on
Just-
vacation, parentheses, not Neek, because Neek is playing solo by himself, and Neek Lopez.
And Nick Lopez.
Yes. No, I love it. I think what better way to usher this party into the new venue than having the boys there. And we are
100%.
thrilled to be there to
100%.
support.
Hold on, boys. Keep talking.
And as soon as I announced that the party was happening to Garrett, he said, cool, I'll buy my flight right away. So
Hell yeah.
I think
I'm stoked, man. We're gonna have the crew out. It's going to be fucking insane, man. If all things that we're planning go through, there's a few things that are like pending confirmation. It's it's like thinking of like this downtown ghetto disco party that we've been throwing for years
yeah.
is now full-fledged on the strip, like a I don't want to call it clean or polished, but
Right.
it's got professional backing now, you know?
It's in I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it.
The budget is bigger.
It's not a final form, obviously. It's not like
No.
this is in its final form. It's in a much more appropriate form.
Yes. I feel like we've had to be very DIY with some of our other venues and kind of make the mold fit within the venue. And this venue is almost catered to this type of vibe.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from the creation of this idea to right now?
It's different. The original one I did, the original two. One of the biggest lessons is your event is only going to be as good as your flyer.
Yeah.
If you make a bullshit flyer that looks bad, people aren't coming. It doesn't matter where or what it is. It's just not happening. My original flyers were really bad. I thought the concept of it was cool, but it just didn't work. And then we only had like 2, 3, maybe 5 people show up to like the first 2. And they were really like, it was brutal. It was brutal and like it's a hard sell. Like it's hard to keep going when you come up with this whole idea and nobody shows up.
Because that party, that sound, that vibe is not meant to be shared amongst 2 people total.
No, it's
And-
like
and-
high energy and then nobody's there. And you're like, oh, I just look like a fucking idiot. But shout out to all these venues that gave me a chance, right? Like
Shout out.
still, and shout out to those 2 or 3 people that came through. So shout out to Waterhole because that was my first venue. And then we moved to Artifice. And that's when I was like, okay, cool. I need to step up the branding. We need banners. We need a step and repeat for photos. We And we went to Artifice, and like a few more people showed up, but we only did one because the follow, like, it just wasn't that good. Still, I had some coworkers show up, but I didn't really get a lot of support. Um, I even had people like tell me like, "Oh, that doesn't look good." Like just flat out like not to me. Like I had somebody else post it somewhere and they're like, "Yeah, that looks fun." And it's like sarcastically and it's like, "Damn, like this looks stupid
What about
still."
your party?
Yeah, Paradise Fever like in the beginning.
What?
This is like my third one. And the third one just it went okay. Like it was better than the first two, but it still wasn't like great. And it was kind of awkward because it wasn't a full room. Shout out to Mandy at Artifice because I remember her hitting me up like, "Yo, are we doing it again next month?" And I just remember being like, "No, like I want to build, I want to figure out a way to like do this better."
Mm.
And then I put it down for like a year
Mm.
and just kept doing like the podcast, and the mixtapes. And when we met with the owners of Beauty Bar is when I learned how to brand.
Mm-hmm.
She just acquired Beauty Bar and she got with a graphic artist and made like this whole flyer. I met Sophia and my cousin Spencer, who helped me, like, who got involved with it and helped me create like a new aesthetic for it.
Mm-hmm.
And put like, and so like put out the clothing, made the invitations, we made all these cool videos, and now it became this whole brand. And then, so your imagery has to be like, it's important. The aesthetic value, the aesthetic of your brand has to be known from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of goes hand in hand with your flyer. And so there is when we learned about liquor sponsorship and kind of the backside of the business of throwing events and how to like acquire a budget that isn't a bar percentage. Because I mean, that's a lesson that a lot of DJs should learn, is that if you're trying to get a night at a club without sponsorship, you're most likely just going to get a bar percentage. Some clubs will
Or a
offer
flat
you,
fee.
I was going to say some clubs will offer a flat fee and just be like, "Here's the budget, what we got today. You want to play during the week, it's slow, you got $100. Or a weekend like a Friday, we got $300 for you." And you just kind of have to like, or whatever it is, you know, depending on the venue and how much they sell, you kind of got to get like an idea of what you want to play for and how you can acquire that extra money. So liquor sponsors is a great one. Find out who that bar, who they get their, who their distributor is, and maybe find ways of selling their brand specifically in that bar, and then they'll do a bar buyout, and then that money's yours. So that's what I learned at Beauty Bar. And when I went to Commonwealth, they were the opposite. They just had a budget. They didn't need sponsorship. And now you got to figure out how to brand with your shit within that, knowing that you don't have to sell anything.
Right.
And now that I have on the record at Mac Agency, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So now I have to change my whole focus into creative and only creative. No back end business. No worrying about how many people are coming through the door. No worrying about ticket sales or guest list or, you know, bar sales. I don't have to worry about any of that. And it took a second to get out of that mindset.
Right.
But so yeah, that's the advice. Like that's kind of the journey, and the advice is to kind of learn everything. If you're going to be a DJ that throws a party as opposed to just playing parties, you're going to have to learn the business of it. You're going to have to learn where this money comes from. Like venues don't have an unlimited budget to just write you a check. You need to learn how they get that money and how to get more of it if you need more of it. So it's been a learning experience. It's been a crazy 4 years, but I feel like it makes me a better DJ.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you got to learn, like you also learn that really cool, like niche genre of music that you like, nobody likes it. And you have to figure out a way to like get people to, you have to trick people into listening to it. Nobody's going to listen to, if I tell you I have a disco night, you're not going to come, you know, like if you don't know you like disco.
Right.
Everybody likes disco. They just don't know it.
Right.
So you name it something cool and you create this whole brand around it without ever saying the word disco. And now everybody's just like, oh, this is cool. And now it once it builds its steam, then you can throw fucking disco on the Instagram title. And
if you want to sell it, make sure you have a story to tell.
Yes. Be intentional.
Yeah. People want experiences now, man. That's people are searching for that. And I hate to say it because of TikTok, but they want something that they can post up that's like an experience of a lifetime. And everyone around them will see it and be like, this is the experience of a lifetime. This person, I have FOMO, blah, 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 whatever. And they want the unique experience that they know no one else can achieve. Right. And I think that for a Vegas experience, if you would have walked into that, like that night that we did, story of a lifetime, which led us to meet you and let us start this fucking podcast and the whole fucking shebang. But that's experiential. It's not just like Friday down at Bruce's bar, where you're like, it's, I heard I don't fuck with you and Straight Outta Compton and shit, like, it's a moment, and you can pinpoint those moments too. I still remember vividly when we played it last time.
Yeah.
Like thinking about when you guys stumbled in versus when you played it. Two different venues also. But like it's a whole fucking experience, top to bottom.
Yeah.
And it's, like, again, like if you have make sure you have a story to tell, and it doesn't have to be fucking complex.
No. The first night that I walked in was when I heard Steve Mo Night, Only You. And I was like, man, like I Shazammed it that night. Yeah. And now like I automatically have that song forever associated with that party.
Wait a minute, what song?
Only You, babe.
The song you were asking me about last week.
Oh my God. Okay.
Travis just found out what that was, by the way. And it's been bothering him for weeks. What he told me. What'd you say? You heard me play it. It's been bothering you.
I heard you play it. It's been bothering me. I couldn't figure out how to explain the song to him. You know what I mean? Yes. It's like I didn't know the words because I heard it in the club, so it wasn't quite clear enough for me to remember the words.
It's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know how to explain it to him. I didn't know how to hum it to him. So I was like, fuck it. I just have to wait for him to play it again.
That is funny.
And then he played it again, and I was in the middle of a conversation, and I ended the conversation to run over.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the original, and then Theopolis London did a cover with Tame Impala.
Right. That's what.
And it sounds exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
It's just mastered a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the test of time, man, that you can do this party around Vegas and still have it be successful and have the top players back you now.
Hell yeah.
Like it's not just, two guys off the street. It's the top players.
It's the top players. Like Mac Agency is like the DJ's agency, you know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I'm like, this is exactly who it should be backing it. This is something this is exactly where it needs to be. It's just wild. Like the journey has been nuts. I really hope. And it seems like everybody's excited. Everybody's stoked.
Eddie is for sure.
Eddie's pumped.
When I talk to him.
Yeah.
The promo has been like, it's a lot of work, man, just getting this out there. And the bar is set so high because we're following Sound and Color.
Oh, yeah.
Cricket's event. And I mean, but Cricket is the bar to me when it comes to DJs that throw parties. Like Playhouse is insane.
Yeah.
And I try so hard to like just be the disco version of Playhouse or Sound and Color because her events are fucking spectacular.
Yeah, we had so much fun at her event.
She's somebody that I consult with regularly. Tomorrow we're having a walkthrough of the venue and planning things out, and she's
Oh, she's gonna be there. Dope.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Cricket, I love you. I love you, Cricket.
Cricket's the best.
You are, yeah, hands down the best.
Cricket is the best.
She really is.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Cricket's simply the best. She does not get enough credit for. I
Oh,
mean, that's not true.
She gets it from us.
I think she gets it from everyone.
Yeah.
I really do think everybody that meets Cricket is like, oh my God, she's amazing.
Call us the Cricket florist, man, because we always are handing her the flowers. Let's go.
Cricket from top to bottom, and she's good.
Like that one,
all these things to say, about her, and she's a good DJ also.
Yeah,
I mean, never mind her perfect branding, her perfect party,
just
like
a perfect person, period.
Just a fucking sweet person to boot. She's a fucking spectacular DJ.
Yeah. Cricket is the best.
I don't want to talk too much more on it because it's coming up and we'll have a whole nother recap on what it is.
Yeah, we'll do the recap.
Can we do a quick lightning round that I made up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Quick lightning round. This is not like this or that. This is just a quick
couple
exactly.
Subjects.
Quick topics. Super Bowl.
Oh,
Super Bowl halftime lineup is nuts. We're finally getting the halftime lineup that we've all wanted whenever the Super Bowl's in a dope city. Like when the Super Bowl was in Detroit, why not have a Motown halftime? Wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're finally getting the halftime show that I guess we all asked for. You know, Jay-Z's behind it. And then we got all West Coast on it. So
and Eminem. Midwest.
I think
who kind of falls
when I said
West
Coast, I kind of put that together
because of the aftermath.
But you're right.
East Coast.
Say what?
Mary J. Blige.
Mary is East Coast, yes.
So it's a little something for everybody.
It's a little something for everybody. Well, like I
heavy.
said, Jay-Z was involved with that, so you gotta put that in consideration. Of course, he's gonna put some East Coast people on there.
Kendrick born in Chicago. People forget.
Kendrick was born in Chicago. That's right.
Oh, I didn't
know.
Same
with Luda.
Knew that.
Nothing will ever be Prince, and once you get past that, everything is good.
Well,
right. Once you come to terms with that, Prince in the Rain is like.
Well, you got to go Prince. You got to go what Prince first,
like
right?
Prince is the only artist to beat Michael on the Super Bowl performance.
So you go Prince, you go MJ, The Weeknd, Beyonce. Is that the order?
The Weeknd is the third best performance of all time.
The third best Super Bowl performance.
Did y'all watch that one?
That was when he was lost.
Did y'all watch
looked like
that?
He was lost at El Cortez.
This was last year. That Super Bowl performance was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was good.
What would you put above it?
It was good.
Yeah, what would you put above it then?
I got to do a little refresher.
Okay, I'll wait.
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say it wasn't. I don't know why that's surprising to me. I can't think of.
And it was just him. He didn't bring out any guests.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, sure.
Bill Collins
ran around the entire stadium too.
Bill Collins and who?
Bill Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, and Tony Braxton. 2000 Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll pass on that one. Dang.
Wow. What a weird
lineup.
Wow.
Maroon 5, Travis Scott, and Big Boy. I already forgot about.
I hated that.
I forgot about that one. That was when Travis Scott did that SpongeBob intro.
That was actually sick.
Dan Aykroyd, John Goodman, James Belushi, ZZ Top, and James Brown.
Oh, Blues Brothers.
I was just going to say that I thought that this lineup was the first rap lineup or the first rap performance on halftime show, and that's not true.
99.
Well, Travis Scott did it. I know that, but so.
But was he headlining now?
No,
he wasn't a headliner.
Not. Wait, 99, Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Oh my God.
What?
Wow, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Justin Timberlake, people forget.
Nobody forgets.
Oh, nobody forgets.
Nobody forgets.
Fucking rude.
The Who, 2010. Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting, 2003.
Yeah, that's kind of tight.
Tom Petty, 08, rest in peace. Paul McCartney, 05.
Remember that one?
Bruno Mars and Chili Peppers, 2014.
I remember that, but I wasn't like stoked on that.
Oh, I remember
obviously.
that, but it wasn't. Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, 09. Boyz II
Bruce.
Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves and the Temptations, Queen Latifah, 1998.
That's pretty sick. Well, there's another rapper too.
Yep. Patti LaBelle, Tony Bennett, Arturo Sandoval, Teddy Pendergrass, Miami Sound Machine, 1995.
Sick. Oh,
Black Eyed
Teddy.
Peas, Usher and Slash, 2011. J-Lo and Shakira, 2020.
That was a
A lot of
huge
booty.
one. That one was huge. That was a big one.
Lady Gaga, 2017. MJ, 93.
Oh shit! Don't play it.
MJ 93.
I'm stoked to see what this halftime performance is gonna look like. I'm really excited.
Yeah, Nelly and Diddy did in 04 with Janet and Justin Timberlake, Jessica Simpson, and Kid Rock.
But who headlined it?
Janet.
Oh, was that the infamous?
2004.
Oh yes,
infamous,
that was the
wardrobe
tit.
malfunction? I don't think that was a wardrobe malfunction though.
She had a
I'm not
pasty
buying
on.
that. I'm not buying that.
Diana Ross, 96. Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly, 2001.
Let's go.
Nelly was huge at one point, wasn't
Nelly
he?
was huge.
That's crazy.
Should
But
Nelly have done verses against Ja Rule?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who was against Ja Rule?
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe was big at one point too.
I know.
This website is saying the number 2 of all time is Madonna, LMFAO, Nicki Minaj, and CeeLo from 2012.
I'm gonna pass.
Come on.
Who said that? Who said that?
Whatever
Rolling
that
Stones?
website is.
The Rolling Stones say that with their
Sure.
top 500 greatest songs.
Oh, here's Rolling Stones list. Let's see.
Oh God, I don't want to hear it.
They'll say Prince.
Give me the
Fuck
top
Rolling Stones.
Give me the
man.
top 5 on Rolling Stones.
All right, hold on. Internet's running slow thanks to Facebook Gate. Okay.
That is so funny.
That's a bad list.
All right. What's the
neat.
next top? What's the next topic?
The next topic. Okay, my next topic that I got up here is Rap City. Rap City's coming back, or we hope so. Big Tigger made an announcement.
Big Tigger made an announcement.
I grew up on that shit.
Childhood me loved Rap City. I used to rush home to catch
Same.
Rap City
Same.
because I took the bus home, and if I dilly dallied, I wouldn't I'd miss it, and 106 in Park would be on.
because 106 Park would come on right after. Yeah.
So
Now Fridays, let's go.
Freestyle Fridays.
Freestyle Fridays, and then Rap City the Basement would have
Cameron. Always
Classic.
always. Jay-Z had some classic freestyles there.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Oh my God. Right before Wayne had his Wayne run.
Yes.
Mixtape runs. Wow. Yeah, Big Tig. I hope that comes about soon. Did we find out what station it's on, what channel it's on? Or are we just gonna assume that it's gonna be Revolt?
Oh
wait, here's this Rolling Stone list. Let me throw it back real quick. Prince at number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 was U2 from 2002. This is Rolling Stone. It's a very Rolling Stone list.
They're gonna say that.
Number 3, Beyonce.
Okay, where I put B at? Where did I put B at? 4?
Not even in the top 5.
Bullshit.
You too?
I would never do that to her.
I'm still convinced nobody actually listens to you too.
I mean, they put it on your phone.
They do.
That's the only reason why.
No, that's top 3. You don't need the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. You'd put Weekend over Beyonce?
Yeah.
The Beehive's gonna kill you.
I know the Beehive is gonna come for me. Only because Beyonce had a guest, didn't she? think she has some guests on hers.
No
We
guest.
didn't have a guest. That's the only reason.
Oh yeah, Beyonce didn't have a guest. Yeah.
I mean, Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child came out.
Does that count?
Does to me.
Okay, that's fine.
Weekend had the Susie and the Banshees cover, so he had a guest.
That's cool.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yo, we're getting a versus Puff Daddy versus JD. Or we
Cool.
hope.
I'll take that.
I'll watch that.
My thoughts on Rap City, the basement. I don't know if it's the basement, but Rap City. I'm not that excited about it because I don't know if rap is that good anymore.
Fair. That's fair.
But there is stuff that comes out, so maybe it'll put light on the cool shit.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of where I learned a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
Like that's where I learned about Slum Village and Black Alicious. So maybe this will be a spotlight for that kind of rap as well.
Yeah.
I want them to play into that nostalgia. I want those classic artists in the booth again.
I would love to see those, but I would also love to see new artists who are kind of in that vein.
Yeah, man.
Of like traditional rap.
Like J. Cole.
Yeah, sure. He's a big
I would say
version of that.
I want to hear like ESTG in the booth.
Yeah, like
I want to see like 42 Doug in the booth. I want to see if those can get in there and freestyle with the best of them.
I would love to see like newer rappers.
You know, Baby Keem will get into the booth and just
like
you know, JID will just go ham. And
I want to see a spotlight for that type of rap.
Yeah,
like still contemporary,
having
but
Griselda in the booth.
Yeah, like Conway, and that would be sick.
Boom, 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 boom. Just having
the new Conway album. The intro sounds sick.
Yeah,
I gotta put that on today. But yeah, sorry we keep jumping, but the verses sounds good. I would watch that.
Puffy against JD. Drew Hill came out and said that they'll go against anybody. It doesn't matter who. But I think they were trying to.
Is anyone asking for that?
See, no. But I think they were trying to call out Jodeci.
That would be
and
cool.
Jodeci's not responding.
Jodeci kind of had a short run, huh?
Jodeci had a short run. Drew Hill had a short run.
And then Casey and JoJo had heat, and then Cisco had heat. So would that play in?
See,
sort of like how the Locks did.
Drew Hill, the way that Drew Hill got their name is because they used to sing in this place in Maryland called Druid Hill, and they used to sing Jodeci songs.
Oh wow!
So I'm going to be real curious to see if Jodeci even responds and wants to do a versus with him, because to me, Drew Hill is a carbon copy of Jodeci.
I can see that.
I hope you got that story right, because our YouTube viewers have been coming.
Come at me.
Oh man, they've been getting real.
Like
they're listening to the whole episode and just coming at everything we get wrong.
Come at me.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for watching though.
Come at me. I was just happy when Drew Hill came out, because that was around the time when Jodeci was putting out their last album, and Jodeci was saying that they were splitting up, and Casey and JoJo was going to do their thing, and then Drew Hill came in and kind of took that ball and ran with it. So yeah, YouTube commenters, come at me. I'm so happy that this is toward the end of our podcast, so that you guys can watch the whole thing. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe
while you're
hit that bell so that you be notified every time that we drop, so that you can comment.
Yeah.
What else is what's on the books?
That's all I got right now.
You think you got to go DJ, right?
Yeah, I got to go do a show.
Neat got to do a show. What If season finale this week?
I'm caught up. It looks great.
Super excited about that. Succession season 3 coming out.
I've seen every episode of Succession now.
It's coming out soon. God, such a great show.
Deke, have you seen it?
No, I just spent the last weekend at an anime convention.
That's right. I've seen Summer of Soul now. I can talk about that too.
Summer of Soul's great.
Yeah, he finally saw it.
Let's talk about that Meters and Stevie Wonder album that's out there.
Yo, yeah,
unreleased.
you sent me that while I was at the gig yesterday, and I was like,
It was
that
just like,
sounds spectacular. I
right?
bet if the masters of that ever got out and they pressed that, that would be a record store day release that would sell out immediately.
Oh yeah,
Let me
100%.
pull up the actual tweet here.
Because people just
yesterday on Twitter, because we give you the show in real time now. It's Monday. You're getting the show on Monday. Yesterday on Twitter, Sly Stone's daughter, Novena Carmel, said, apparently Stevie Wonder recorded 2 albums with the Meters in 1979.
Wait a minute, how's she gonna say apparently?
And she saw it on Wikipedia.
Oh wow.
Yeah. In Detroit, instrumental project called Super Ego that was never released due to lack of commercial power. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine what that would sound like, because essentially we're listening to, and it's an instrumental album, so Stevie didn't do vocals on it, but we're listening to Stevie with a band.
Yeah.
Like musical input from somebody else, which is kind of crazy.
In the peak of disco, 79.
So you know that shit was
right. I need to hear this. I need to fucking hear this.
We all do. What's it sound like?
Yo.
Who would have this? Who would have this that we would do? Questlove.
Well, somebody in the comments was like, Questlove, you're up. Blah, blah, blah.
Shit.
Like 100% Quest, you're up.
Yeah.
Where you at, man?
Yeah.
I mean, Questlove has it and doesn't even know he has it.
I don't think anybody has this. Like, if it wasn't released, there's no way. There's no way. Like, the masters of it are somewhere.
Somebody has that.
Somebody has the
sitting
masters to that.
All I Do from 1980, Hotter Than July, was written by Teenage Stevie back in the 60s. He originally wrote it for Tammy Terrell, but it was never released until the early 2000s on a British compilation.
Interesting. Wow.
So I
have a fun fact.
YouTube video.
Earth, Wind and Fire, September was never an album. It was never on an album. It was a single, and it was released on their Greatest Hits album.
Interesting.
No
it
big
was
deal.
Never on an album.
Huh. Wow.
I never knew that.
Wow.
No big deal.
Wow. That wouldn't fly these days, you know?
No way. There's too much money to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you kidding me? You're not, but that song isn't on an album?
Yeah.
We're getting a record store day release of just that, 6 versions of that, 2 remixes, and then 16 different colors for the disc.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, this Stevie has to come out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, man.
That knowledge is going to piss me off that we know that that's out there.
Stevie owns his masters, I believe.
The fact that album is out there and that knowledge is out there,
it's
annoys me. I wish I never knew this.
Right.
I love the Meters. Obviously, I love Stevie Wonder. That would be incredible. I wonder what Stevie's playing. I wonder if they have him on keys or if he switches. Like on Summer of Soul, there's footage of him playing drums, which is kind of a rare thing.
Yo, shout out to the guy holding the umbrella. I lost it right when that started, and the guy's out there holding the umbrella.
Oh yeah.
Stevie singing and goes to play drums. I'm like, yo, that's fucking dope.
I would fucking love to be Stevie Wonder's umbrella holder.
Anything you want, Steve. Whatever.
You think they're not releasing it because that was when they found out that Stevie Wonder could actually read music?
Okay, show's over. Goodbye.
What?
We'll be back on Wednesday with Matthew Law. Looking forward to having him on the show. He is a fantastic producer and
yeah, great producer. Man, yeah. I like his stuff.
Ask him if he reads music. Go ahead. You know, you can ask him. Jerlick. And we're coming up on what, 100 episodes?
We're almost there.
We inch closer, and hopefully Travis will have an argument, conspiracy theory for us by then. A legitimate conspiracy theory.
Wait a minute. It is legitimate.
Everybody be safe. Wear your mask. Don't cough in each other's mouths.
You know it's bad when Neek does the outro.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.